This tutorial is for TECS 301, Introduction to Instructional Technology teachers, and we'll demonstrate how to insert a Tk20 course link into Blackboard. One of the nice features that has come along with Tk20 is the ability to integrate it directly into Blackboard, which also integrates with the Blackboard gradebook so that we no longer have to double enter the grades in both Tk20 and in Blackboard. So actually the process for inserting it into Blackboard is very, very simple. It's just as simple as creating an assessment, but just done in a little bit different way. Now before this can happen, the assignment needs to be set up in Tk20. It also needs to be sent out in Tk20, but all of that has already been done. It happens on a semesterly basis, so just keep in mind if for some reason down the road it's not working, you might double check to make sure that we've done everything we need to do in Tk20 to make it happen. But once it's been created and set up and sent out in Tk20, then in Blackboard you simply go to the location where you want to put it. So here I'm going to put it here in this module assignments folder. And instead of doing an assessment, if you go to build content, you'll see an option for Tk20 course work. Not the home page, not Tk20 homepage, but Tk20 course work. And this is a feature that has to be built in by the administrators in Blackboard, but it is here at Fort Hays, so you should see that link. Now, when you create the name for the assignment link, you have to use the same name that we have in Tk20. So in this case, it's going to be TECS 301 Technology Teaching Lesson. So you need to match that perfectly. So make sure you use TECS 301 Technology Teaching Lesson. Below there, you can do a description if you want, giving students directions, but you don't have to. Then enable evaluation, you want to change this to yes. This is what allows us to actually send the grade that gets recorded in Tk20 automatically over to the gradebook. Now one of the nice features is we can identify what we want to use for the points possible, and it doesn't have to be the same as what the rubric score is in Tk20. For example, our teaching lesson rubric is worth 25 points, but if we want to give that more weight in our course, we can do that. So you can enter whatever score you want to do here. So in this case, for my section, I'm going to make it worth 40 points. And that's all you need to do. You can add due dates, you don't have to. You can do different things in display and those kind of things if you would like. But essentially, you just create, once again, you go to create Tk20 coursework, give it the name that matches what's in Tk20, enable your evaluation, and assign the points that you want to assign for it. Hit submit, and it goes into the list. You can see it's down here. I'm going to go ahead and pull mine up because I want to put mine before the essay here. So then all students have to do is, just like if they were going to submit their essay, they click on the link here. In this case with Tk20, they simply click on the link, and it gives them an option. It'll kind of open a Tk20 interface. This is kind of the Tk20 here, and this is what we see on the instructor side. One thing you could double check as you click on that link, that it should automatically show all of your students in your section. So you might double check that to make sure that it loads the students properly. On the student side of it, they will simply get a place where they can attach a file. And really for this assignment, at least in how I'm doing it in my sections, really whatever they attach doesn't really matter to me. I'm having them submit like normal. They're going to submit the lesson plan and the link to their teaching recording in the discussion board. So that's really where I'm going to get the material to grade from. But in order to make this whole thing work, we have to have them submit something. And so this process of submitting using the link, having them submit the PDF file of their lesson plan just works, but it really isn't necessarily, it doesn't matter what they submit, they just have to attach something. And once they do, then as you go in here as an instructor, then you will see this will turn to yellow, and you'll be able to click on the student name and to go in to grade it. So I'm going to go ahead and jump out of here, and I'm going to go to a previous section that's kind of show what it looks like a little bit. So this is my section from last year where they submitted. Once again, that when you get ready to grade these, you don't go to the grade book, you go ahead and go directly to the link. Now one more thing quick, sorry, I'm going to go back to where I just created this in my virtual section. When you create that Tk20 link, it automatically creates the assignment, or it creates the column in the gradebook. So after you create that link, if you go to your full grade center and you go all the way across to the side there, you will see that it creates a new assignment in the gradebook. It identifies it as the 40 points, which is what we identified it as, and so it's already there. Now, so when you're ready to grade it, once students have uploaded their assignment, then you can go in, and again, as I said, you're going to go to the assignment link, not to the gradebook, to grade. So you'll click on the link, and here you'll see now these are the submissions. So you can see that it's blue now. I can actually click on it. So you can see that these are all from last semester, so these are already been submitted. If they have submitted something and I haven't graded it yet, it will be yellow, and that tells me I need to grade it. Once it's graded, it gives a green check mark, and you see the grade over here. If they haven't submitted anything yet, you'll see that it has a grade checkbox there. So you want to make sure to have your students graded. Now, once they've submitted it, so you'll see a yellow. You can go in here. You can view and annotate the file that they submitted. So in this case, this would open up the lesson plan, and you could write directly on it, or you can download it. And then the main thing that we need, or what we do need, is the rubric filled out. So you're going to go over here and you're going to click on this. You can move this frame over so it gives you a little bit more room. And keep in mind it's going to look a little bit different because this one's already graded. But in this case, you would be able to check. These will just be radio buttons that you can click, and this will be an open box where you can put a comment. So that's usually where I typically don't annotate over here. I'll typically just add the comment. So if I have a comment that I want to make on the lesson plan, you know, why they got 4.5 out of 5, I can do it there. So you'll just scroll here, click on each one, on each button where they get, and then you can see that it'll calculate a rubric score, and this will carry down below here. So all of these things will be automatically populated. The one that will not be is the grade. This will be an open box, and this is looking for the percentage, and this is one that you need to put in, and you need to do it based off the percentage. And because what Tk20, in order to make the transfer to Blackboard gradebook and the weighting that we've identified of 40 points, it bases it off of this percentage. So what I've done, and I'll send you this file, is I have just a little Excel spreadsheet here that has the point values that are possible. All of the rubric scores are in 0.5 increments, so it'll always fall within this range. So I just have this with me, and I look and I see, okay, this student got a 21, so I go here and I see what the percentage is, 84%. So then I would take and I would put that right here at 84%. So once you've entered the grades, there'll be a submit button here, and you'll have to submit it twice, and then you'll see a score in there. Now, the other thing, notice here it says 84. The important thing is once you're done with all of these and you're ready to send them to your Blackboard gradebook, you have to go all the way to the bottom and you have to click on Submit to Gradebook. If you're in here and you've got all these all in there and you go over to your gradebook and there's nothing in there, the reason that the scores aren't over there is because you haven't told Tk20 to send it to your Blackboard gradebook yet. So you need to make sure you submit to Gradebook, and then it'll actually go over to your Blackboard gradebook. So let's go over there and check on that. So what it does is it uses, let's say for example we were using 84%. What it does is that uses that 84% to calculate what that would be as out of 40 points. You know, out of 25 it was a nice and easy clean 21 out of 25. But when we convert that over to 40 points, then it becomes a little bit of different decimal. So that percentage is really important to make sure that it comes over correctly into your gradebook. So, you know, this will be one assignment in here that you don't have, you know, nice, easy, whole point values, or at 0.5, it might be a 0.4 or 0.6 based on your total numbers of points. But, you know, in the end, in terms of if you're using a basic point system, that doesn't really make a difference. So that is a nice way that we can enter the grade and be able to have that convert over to the Blackboard gradebook automatically for us. Students will have access just to be able to see what they've gotten, and so when they click on, they can click on this and choose the option to get the details for it, and it'll actually show the rubric score, so they can actually go in and see the rubric score and your comments from there. So it links it back and forth. So I think those are the main things in order to make it happen. Again, it's really, really simple. Just go to your learning modules, go to wherever you want to put it, and you're going to build content, Tk20 coursework. Make sure you give it the same name, and then you identify the number of points that you need, and it's ready to go.